Hi everyone, my name is Rishabh and I'm a student of Functional School of Technology. I'm pursuing a BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, specialization with Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. Currently, I'm in the second semester of my college and till now I have learned the tech stacks such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, problem solving, and React.JS library. So today we are going to create a website layout and the website layout consists of something like this interface where our requirements for the website layout will be having these interface. We have to create a website layout that should be responsive for almost every kind of device. Also, the post section should be scrollable and rest of the page should be sticky and subject names have a hover effect. And the user interface for that website layout should be like this. So let's have a closer look what we are going to create. So the website layout we are going to create will have a nav bar where the name of the website will be visible with a logo. On the right hand side of that nav bar, the four sections of those website layout will be visible, which will consist of home page, tech news page, and tech memes and tech note section. Talking about the Talking about below the nav bar, there will be three sections. While configuring or while figuring out this image, we get to know there will be three sections. One section will be for the tech stacks to learn all the tech stacks the user can learn from the interface or from the website will be listed in the first section. The middle section of the website will be having the post section. So the latest post section will be in a middle section below the nav bar, and it will be consisting of the borders around them. Also, the three logos which are visible below the post section should be included in that. Talking about the last section of the below the nav bar, there will be our team section where the image of the developer and the name of the developer with the designation will be visible. So this will be our first requirement. A nav bar and three sections in the page should be visible, uh, which each of them having a different purpose. Talking about the second condition which we have to fulfill, that the middle section should be scrollable and the nav bar should be fixed. And similarly, the hover effect which you are can be which is visible to you through this image, and we also have to apply this to our website layout which we are creating. Now, the third requirement for the website layout will be so our third requirement for the website layout will be when talking about the responsiveness for our website layout, it should be responsive for the smartphones. So here the iPhone 12 Pro dimensions has been uh, noted down in the console in the element section and in the panel. So the website visible and the two sections have completely disappeared. So this will be our requirement for the website layout which we are going to create. So let's move to the VS Code in order to create this. Talking about creating this website layout, you have to simply use the React.JS library. So to create the React.JS library, any of the project which you want to create, you simply have to type this command npx create React app and the name of the project which you're going to create. So for example, I'm going to create the website layout. So you have to enter that and the folder will be created. I have already created the folder with website layout name, so it's not needed to again create it. Talking about the next command line which you have to write down is you have to change your directory to the folder which you have created. For that, you have to simply write cd comma change directory website layout. So currently the VS Code is not navigated to where we want. So after this command, the VS Code will be navigated to this folder of our folder section. And now you simply have to enter this command npm start and your whatever you have created using React app will be visible to you. npm start will start it on the local host. So I have already created the website layout. So let me guide you through the whole website. So whenever you create using the React npx create React app and the folder name, this folder structure will be visible to you. the node modules, public, src, git ignore, package log json, and package json, and readme.md. This will be the folder structure which will be visible to you. So in order to create any React application, you simply have to navigate to the src folder, and under that you have to create a folder called components. So why do we create components in React? We simply create components in order to make our code more robust and to apply changes in css and the functionality to each of the React section of our web page more efficiently. So once you created the component section, uh, when we will navigate to the uh, UI or the interface which have been given to us, you can simply see there is a nav bar, there is a side nav bar which have the note section. That this is the post section, latest tech news post section, and a developer section, the team. So under the component section, you have to simply create all those components. For example, I have created the navbar.jsx. So talking about the extension .jsx, it simply means you are using the elements of HTML, CSS, and XML. So .jsx is simply we use to create the React applications, and this is for the using the functionality of HTML, CSS, and XML. So at first I have created the navbar.jsx, then I have given the. So one more thing to mention here, in when you are creating a React application, you while learning the web development using the front end part, we simply write the CSS for that using the three options: inline CSS, or the styling, adding the styling using the style tag under the head tag, or you can migrate it to another file, style.css. But talking about adding styling or adding the CSS or styling to your web page, you simply in the React application, you have to use this line of command: import style from navbar.module.css. Not exactly the style keyword you have to use, but is a coding standard which every developer use to add stylings. Maybe styles or styles depends on you, so you can use that, and create a file with the same name of your JSX file, and add .module.css at the last as an extension, so it will be easy for you to add the styling to the page which you are creating. So once you have created that, you have to simply use the import style from the folder section where it is visible. Talking about the next section which we have created is the side nav. So this is the side nav which we have created. The HTML, CSS, JavaScript, the note section in the just below the first section below the nav bar will be for that. So I have also added the styling for that in this .module.css file. Talking about the tech news .jsx, in the middle of the just below the nav bar, you can see in the middle section there is a tech news post which is scrollable, and the nav bar is fixed. So this will be written, all the codes for that section is being written under the technews.jsx, and I have added the styling using the technews.module.css. At last we have created the team.jsx. So the last section below the nav bar, where you can see the our team and the image of the developer and the designation with the website name where they are positioned. So this will be covered under the team.jsx, and similarly the styling has been added using the team.module.css. Also one file you can see here as asset. So uh, the coding standard says you to where whenever you are using any images, either from the downloaded section or from the folder available images, you have to create an assets folder, and you have to insert all the images you are going to use in your website or the React application under the asset sections. And in order to use them, you simply have to import them. So here you can see I have imported my logo, which are visible to you here, as the home section has a unique logo, tech news has a unique logo. So these all images I have stored in the asset section, and I have imported them one by one with the name which I have also included in the styling section. So once you give the name of the uh, image you are importing, and the folder structure, the folder location, and then you can use them using the destructure format. I will explain later on. So this will be all the functionality. Talking about the under the src folder, there will be other folders, files as well. So the main purpose where we are currently using is the app.jsx, and you can use app.jsx to import all the sections which you have created, or you can simply use all of them in the navigation section. So let me navigate you through the. So this will be the one file which I have uh, forget to mention. So one file I have created is the complete website where it is visible. So I have also created a file which is, I have given the name as the techiespot.jsx. And in this section, I have imported all the components that I have created, such as navbar, side nav, tech news, team. So why this all is visible here and why we have used it in the app.jsx. So uh, what happens in React, you can create different components and you can call them as the function which you have created and call them under the div tag of a single file, and that will be rendered on the website or the web page which you have created. Similarly, let me give you a introduction how you can write a snippet of code in order to start. So in React, what usually we do, we write a code snippet using the RFC, which means React Functional Component. And what it simply does, it gives a basic structure of the React Functional Component. And the name, the first line will be the import React from React. So this is importing the React library from the React. Also export default function. So this line command simply means whatever the component which you have created using the function techiespot, and this will be export default. So you can call them variable requirement through inside the folder. So export default is simply clearly means we can the default option or the default component which will be exported, which you can import in any other section of the file, which will be imported from here. And under that, a return command will be visible to you and the div section will be visible to you. So in React, you can simply write all the components or you can call all the components in this techie spot. And to render them, we can simply call this techie spot in the app.js. So whatever you want to render on the web page, you have to simply write them in the app.js. So we have simply called the techie spot because our techie spot is containing all the components which we have created. Also talking about the div tag, which you have seen in the code snippet by writing the RFC uh, shortcut you to create the React functional component. What React don't allow us, you can't return multiple elements in React. So you have to simply delete those divs and you have to use the fragments, and under the fragments you can return multiple. So you can return multiple HTML elements or different components. So that's all for this navigation, basic navigation of the folder structure and basic functionality whatever I have created. Now let's navigate you through one by one the code lines which I have implemented. So techiespot.jsx file which I have created and the other sections in the component files which you can clearly see. What we simply have done, we have created different component and called one by one all those component, because we have done export default in all those components which we have created, and we have called them using the fragments under the div tag. And these all navbar, side nav, tech news and team section which we have created in different component we have called here. And this all will be called under the function techiespot, and this techiespot component will be called in the app.js, so the website is visible as we have been asked to create. Now, talking about the, let's start with also talking about the nav bar, side nav, tech news, and tech memes. In order to use them, you can see here when you will use the React functional component, you use the export default function. To import them, you have to write the name of the functional component which you are importing with the import keyword and from the folder structure wherever available. So similarly, you can see the navbar which you have created, navbar.jsx, it is available in the component section. So we have given the folder structure and the folder location at dot slash. So what dot slash simply does, it navigates you to the current folder which you are available, and the name of the current folder, so navbar will be the name of my current folder. Similarly for side navs, tech news, tech memes, and the team section which you have created. So in this way, we have rendered, we have called all the components which we have created for our website, navbar, side nav, tech news, and tech meme, and we have imported from their folder location. And this techie spot where all these components have been called is simply called in the app.js, and our website is visible. Now let me navigate you through one by one the components of the website layout which we are creating. So the first component which you have created is a navbar.jsx. So in this, the first line of code is saying us the import React from the import React library from the React, then import style because we have implemented styling using the navbar.module.css. So we are importing the styling. So we can add the styling in this nav bar using the destructure format and adding the style dot notation and giving the name of your class, and you can add the styling by just calling them with the dot and the name of the class, and you can add the margin padding or the styling whatever you want according to the requirement. The next thing which I want to say here, we have created this using the RFC code snippet. So the basic React functional component has been created. Then the div has been created. We have deleted that div and return all the elements which we want under the fragments. And at first I have created a nav because we are creating a nav bar. So this will be the nav bar which we are creating. So let me run the website which I have created. So it will be easy to navigate through website layout. So I have told you about the command line and cd layout to change the directory of your VS Code, and npm start to start the React project which you are working on. So this is the website. This is the functional website which you have created. What I was navigating you through the whole time. Uh, this is the section which we have named as side nav. This is the section where the logo and the image of the logo and the name of my website and all the sections are visible, such as home, tech news, tech memes. They all have covered under the navigation nav bar. And this is come under the technews.jsx, which I was navigating you through. And this the last section under the nav bar is our team and developer at TechSpot with their image and the designation. So once we have started with nav bar, I have given the nav tag at first. So under the nav tag, I have given the name of that nav bar as class name and the destructure format as style.navbar. Then under the nav bar, I have created different divs and given the class name of the div as a logo. So this div will be having all the logos available in the my nav bar. Talking about the images, you can see here the home section, tech news and tech memes. These are all covered under the image tag. So we have used the attribute src and given the logo name. So the logo name which we are using here, we have imported from the asset section, and that logo image is this one, the techie spot logo, which is available in the asset section. So here is the logo which I was talking about. We have imported it. Talking about the next line of code which we have given the name of our website, which is techie spot, and given the class name is style.logotech. So this will be common for all the styling which we are going to add. We will give the class name using the destructure format and adding the style.notation and the class name as customizable to you, whatever you want. You can add functionality. Similarly, you can see the first div which we have created with the one div we have created to separate it from the others, and that div is having the techie spot logo and the name of the website. The next we have is the nav bar which we have created, and that nav bar is having all of those logo images and the main logo and the logo website name, and under that we have created different images and the name of that sections. So we have used the image tag h1 tag, image tag h1 tag. So what I was talking about, this is the image tag, then the name of that section, image tag, and the name of that section. We have used that using the image tag and h1 tag, and given the source src as the attribute as home logo. We have imported from the asset section and given the alternative attribute as home icon. So whenever it won't be render on the screen due to any of the difficulties. So this alt text will be visible to the user, and given the class name style.icon. So what I have done here, I have given the class name for all the icons available in the nav bar. Same, so I can add functionality to all of them and to manage all of them at once. Similarly, I have given the h1 as home, and similarly the all the images for the different sections as tech news, tech memes, and tech notes will be under the image tag, and the heading for that and the title for all the images will be under the h1 tag. Then the nav bar has been created and the fragment have been closed. So this was all about the nav bar which we have created at first. The next section, so whatever the styling which we have implemented, so I have given the main class name as the nav bar and given the name of my main class name as the main nav bar as the class name as nav bar. So I have added the styling as border, and similarly for width, height, and display flex. So what we simply want are nav bar should be visible and should be in the front with covering whole the web page with the maximum available uh, width. So we have implemented all the functionality. Width will be 100%, height will be 6 rem. So it will be relative and it will be fixed. Then the display flex we have added. Similarly, a line item center. So the items will be have a spacing from uh, all the four corners will be having the equal spacing. Then I have given top as 0, also the Z index at 999. So background color, whatever we have been asked in the website layout requirement, we have added those background color. Similarly, for the logo of the techie spot which the website we are creating, I have given the styling as required. Similarly, for the logo text and icon, and the talking about the media query which you have used here. So once you will see here uh, the difference. So when you are seeing this on the normal page and the on the maybe the UI for a laptop or a big screen, and when you are using it on a phone or a smaller screen device or smaller screen, so this will be the visibility of the nav bar. So all the text have been hidden and the main logo and the main text for the website is coming at in the front, and below the line all the images for the logo is visible to you. You can navigate it through different phones, and this will be same for all the phones which are available. So all the text for the nav bar have been hidden, and the main logo and the main heading for the or the main title of the website is at the front of the web page. So that was the styling we have implemented, and the media query for all the maximum width of the screen with 600 pixel. We have implemented the functionality, whatever will be the nav bar styling and logo text and logo and the icon and text which are available. The next section we have is side nav. So this will be our side nav where the hovering effect is visible to you. The list items for all the text tags are mentioned here. How we have created. Let's start with that. So we have imported the React library from React, and the styling which we have created as to add styling to our web page using the style tag. Then export default function using the RFC code snippet. React functional component has been created. Then fragment have been created to return multiple HTML element. Similarly, a div has been created and given the class name for the div as style dot notation and side nav main container. So for all the sections below the nav bar, I have used the main container as the name of that section and underscore main container. Similarly, I have used the ordered list and given the under the ordered list. So we are seeing a proper structure format is visible for adding these text tags in the side nav. So this was done using the OL tag and given the class name for all the available text tags using the side nav list. So this will be my side nav, and we can easily navigate it through the list underscore list, and we can add functionality to that. Talking about under the li, we have added all the available text tag using the li tag and given all those um, available text tag using the class name as style.sideNav list item, and I have listed all the text tag which are available as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and so on. So my UOL tag has been closed and div tag has been closed and the main fragment has been closed. So in this side nav, nothing has been created much more. A main container has been created, then a side nav OL tag has been created where all the list item is being visible and given the class name. So we can add once we add the styling to the side nav list, all the styling will be added to the whole list items. And if you want to add a hover effect and if you want to add particular any uh, any functionality or any styling to the list items, you can use the side nav list items. So let me navigate you to the CSS part of this. So side nav main container, I've given the border as 1 pixel solid. So you can see a border is being created. Similarly, a height is 200% I have given. So while navigating, you can maybe possibility that the screen or the list items can increase. So I've given the height will be 200%, width 25%. So I've navigated my section in this format: 25% for this, 50% for the main tech news section, and 25% for the team team section of my website layout. And I've given the position as fixed, so the position will be fixed and the list item will be scrollable using the styling which I've added. And it is taking a margin of top from 6 rem and overflow scroll. So whenever the more items are available, the list item will be scrollable and the user can navigate through. Similarly, the side nav list I have talked about. So I have given the styling under the style that list items, as the background color for the style nav will be black, and width 100%, height 100%, and margin top 1 pixel. So our spacing will be visible to the user. So it won't be much more redundant that a user can't navigate through. Proper spacing has been used in our website. Similarly, for all the list items, we have given the color for all the list item as white smoke, so they can easily read and will be uh, easy for the user to navigate through. And the style type none, so there is no circle or the disk sign you can see here, because we have used the OL tag, and no disk sign is being seen to you because of the disk property of the styling list style type none. Similarly, align item center, so the equal spacing from left and right will be visible to you. Talking about the margin left, so we have used, so make it more at the center, we have used that margin bottom at 2 rem, so it will be overflow scroll effect we have added. Similarly, for the side nav list items, we have added the hover effect. So in the while creating the website layout, we have been asked to create the items available here have a hover effect. To add the hover effect, whenever the user come under any of the sections of our uh, side nav, there the color will be changed, and this was happened due to the hover effect which we have added, and given the width have the 10 rem and color as red. So talking about the media query which I have added in the side nav, what we have done using the @media screen and max width 600 pixel. So what it clearly understands and clearly means to the developer or the VS Code, for the 600 pixel maximum width of the screen. Let me inspect you through that portion. And whenever this will happen, the side nav main container will be display none. So that section is clearly have been forgotten, or we can say disappeared from our website layout. So this was the requirement for the website layout which we are creating. So we have done that using the display none media query, and the side nav is being disappeared in the phone section. So the people can't navigate it through. Talking about the middle section of the tech news post section, let me navigate you through the code. So the next section we have is technews.jsx. Under the technews.jsx, what we have done, we have simply at the in the first line of code, we have used the command line as import React library from React, then import style from, and we have used the RFC code snippet. So we have got the React functional component as basic part, and we have added the styling to this tech news post section using the technews.module.css. So I have imported the styling here, then import tech news image from the asset tech news image. So you can see here the images which we are using, and for all the section for currently I've used the demo image to make the website layout dynamic, and to show you how this works, I have used all same images for all those things. And then import tech news from the, which I have already discussed, export default function tech news, which is the component which you have created, and return statement is available. Then the core fragment has been used, and different div has been created. So all the divs are having the same functionality. So at first I have created the main div, and given the name of the main div as style.tech news main container, and that div has been closed here. Now talking about the next div which we have created. So we have just used the we have used the hard code method in order to obtain this effect. Let me discuss only one section of this, and this all have been uh, reused. So this will be visible to the uh, visible in the and rendered in the web browser. So I have created a div with the class name tech news main post. So this will be the div for the main post, where the border have been used, the image, and three of the logos are available. Under that, I have used the style.tech post, and under the style.tech post, I have used the tech news image, given the alternate tag, alternate attribute, a tech news image, and given the class name as style.fullwidth. Similarly, uh, this will be the first section where the image is available. The next section we have is style.tech post tools. So the tech post tools I'm talking about, this like button, comment section, and a share button. These have been covered under this div tag, and these three logos, talking about these three logos which we have used here, I have used under the I tag, and the so we have imported it using the Font Awesome website, and we have imported them. So let me navigate you how we have used that. So you can see here under the public folder, you can see here the index.html file, and just before closing the body tag, I've used the script from the Font Awesome website, where the kit have been given to us, and the src attribute have been given to us, and whatever we can import from that website, we have to use the script tag in order to use that logo, or the whatever you want to import from that website, you have to use the script tag, and after that you can use it wherever you want. So similarly, we have used the like button, share button, comment section using that logo, and this is the class name which they provide. And after that, when you want to add more styling to that, you can simply use the dollar sign and curly braces, and you can add the name of your class as style.like icon, style.comment icon, style.share icon, which I have used here. So the main div is containing all the tech posts. Then the second div which we have created is containing the tech news post, uh, which will be having the image and all the tech post tools. The third we have is tech post div, which we have created. So we can add functionality to the image itself. Then we have the next div we have for the tech post tools. So basically we have four divs. The main div is having all the posts. The second div we have is for the image, and for the complete one tech post, we can see the image and the uh, tools. The third div we have for the image itself, and the fourth div we have created for the logos which we have shown here, and we have imported them from the Font Awesome website to get those logos. And for the more customization to your logo, we have used the dollar sign and added the class name as style.like icon. So whenever a style name you have imported from the for the logo from any of the other sources, when you also want to add styling to that logo, you can use the dollar sign and style.like icon under the curly braces using the backticks and complete class name. So this was the post icon, and simply we have used the hard code method to copy these for 5 to 6 post sections, so we can add the scroll effect which have been asked to us. Now talking about the technews.module.css, we have given the main container, and which we have created for the styling.module.css. We are going to explain how we have added the styling to that part. So I've given the border radius as 1 pixel, and the background color which you can see here, and the background color as black, and box shadow I have given here. So box shadow is currently not visible because we have added more styling to that part. So and we have given it as a minor format, so this will be visible when we will zoom in or zoom out, or given the height as relative 100 virtual 100 VH, and width as 50.5. So maybe that is possibility that the last section has been, and maybe little lesser than the 25%. So we have to add that 50.5 here. Position fixed we have used, and margin left 43.7. So already we have used the some portion of our main web page below the nav tag. So we have to simply navigate it through a little bit from the left side. Simply take new post, have the CSS as the position relative, border top 3 pixel, and so on. Talking about the tech post tools, we have given them as background color black, border bottom 10 pixels. So uh, clear meaning that spacing from the bottom has been used here. Talking about next, the text post image we have created, given the width and height and the object fit cover, so it can simply fit the spacing which we have provided for. The comment icon, share icon has the color and the font size 40 pixels, so it will be clearly visible to there. Talking about the main section, the media query which I have used in the text post news section. So why we have used it? So when you are navigating through any of the phones available, we can navigate through the uh, in this portion. You can see all the other sections have been disappeared, but this tech post section is it's still available, and it is in the proper format. So we have implemented the functionality using the media query screen and max with 600 pixels. So for the screen size 600 pixels, this will be the styling which will be used. So margin top 23%. So from the top 23%, this will be starting visible, then margin left 0 VH. So all the screen resolution which is available will be covered in this, and the width will be 100 uh, VW. So the width will be covered, maximum width available to the with the screen, and the comment icon and the share icon and the like icon will be, I have added the functionality for them, because like icon have been simply shifted. So the comment and share icon has simply required for the styling we have added. So for the max screen 600 pixel, this will be our option. The nav bar will be visible and the tech news section will be visible. We have used using the uh, media query. Talking about the next we have is the team section, which we have created. So the first line of code, so the team section I am discussing here is the last section of this website layout which we have created, where a heading as the our team is being visible, and the image of the user and the text for that. So for that we have import React library from the React, and using the RFC code snippet React functional component, a basic function for the team component has been created. Then a return option has been enabled, or the return option is being created by the React itself, and a div has been created. We have deleted the div and created a fragment. Now I have used a few images in the team section. I have imported them from the asset full stack developer image and front end developer image. For example, I have used. After that, I have used the main div and given the main div as I have used for all the other sections of the website as team main container. Similarly for the style.team heading. So the team section which you're using here, which are visible to you here, we have used using the our team, and the div has been closed. Then the image of that developer is being used using the is being visible to you using the image tag, and given the SRC as full stack dev image, which we have used using the D structure format, and given the alternate tag as developer image and class name style.fullstackDev image. Talking about the next, which you are seeing here, the name of the developer, which the designation we have used using the P tag, and the div tag has been closed, and image SRC dev front image. And for all the images, we have used the same class name, different class name as the front end dev image and front end full stack dev image. And the P tag has been used, and all the divs have been closed, and the fragment have been closed. The styling which we have implemented here, given the main container as the background color as black, and height as 100 VH, and relatively and position absolute and top from the 6 REM. So it will be taking little 6 REM spacing from the top. Then similarly, box shadow I have added width as 25%. So our section, all the sections are uh, clearly positioned, and given the position for this main container as fixed, so this won't be scrollable, or will be fixed here. And the team heading font size, given the color of the text we have added as white smoke, and margin top 5 bs. Similarly for the image we have used here, we have given the border radius, so it is visible to us in the rounded uh, in the circle format. Similarly for the another image, and team caption which we are talking about is this, and the class name which we have given for this designation which we have added for both the image, using the class name as team image caption, and given the font size is 30 pixel and color as white smoke. Similarly for the media query, what we have done here, for all the screen size of 600, max width for 600 pixel, uh, the this team section won't be visible to that user, and we have given the display none. So and that's about the team section of the Techie Spot website layout which we have created. So and that was all about the website layout which we have created. And This was also responsive for the different smartphones, which we can check here. So only the nav bar is being visible to you, and the name of the website and the logo is being visible, and the text for all the sections available have been hidden. For all the logos are only available, and the post section is only visible to the user in the phone user interface. So that's all for this video. Thank you.